All right, it looks like we are in fact live. And so I wanted to come to you this week. We're joined by Jake, our Director of Operations. And today we're going to turn off my other notifications so that you can actually hear us. And oh, everybody's going to lunch. This is lunchtime. So anyway, we are going to be going through the process of what happens. Have fun at lunch. Thank you. So we are going to be going through the process of what it takes to make a bar of soap. So before we start doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this to Facebook. Oh boy, we are not going to share this to Facebook. Yes, we are. I'm moving forward with this. So where's everybody from? Let's start with the casual comedian banter. Anybody here from Tulsa, Ohio? Where's Tulsa?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
I'm from here in Reno, so.
Yeah, we're all Renoirs now. Okay, so I'm going to post a thing on Facebook. We're just moving forward slightly slowly because of the Facebook being super slow. And if you would like to share this channel with your friends, Libby, this is Liberty. So thank you for joining. I'm trying to post on Facebook, like with the fact that this is happening, but having a little trouble with the connectivity on this. So here, you talk about soap.
All right. So as Danielle was saying, she wanted me to do is describe a little bit what it takes in order to put that bar of soap together. I know she's walked through showing the actual process of making it, but there's a lot on the front end that has to happen in order for us to make those bars of soap. So a big part of that is sourcing and purchasing and getting in all of the ingredients and packaging and everything else that's needed to make a bar of soap. So we want to make sure that we are using natural ingredients in our soaps. The oils that we put in them are really, really nice. So the Danielle, before I started, went through and worked with several different suppliers, found one that actually had really good high quality oil to go into our soaps. Now we work with them, and we know that there is a lead time, especially with some of the oils that have there are some shortages at the moment of. So yeah, we have to make sure that we are ordering enough to maintain, even if there's a delay in getting some of those to us. So
hooray, COVID. All right, so what I'm going to do is Jake will narrate and I will do my favorite thing, which is whiteboarding. So we have this whiteboard and I will take a tissue and see if I can get this off of here. I can. Okay, great. So we're going to go through how we get an order and like what all goes into making the finished product of a bar of Outlaw soap that then is shipped, because I want to go into the ship off thing too.
All right.
So let's see. Can everybody see? I'll move forward. Okay, great. Okay, so this is the box that arrives for the customer. Wow, I'm terrible at 3D. Okay.
We might want to go with a darker marker.
Okay.
A little hard to.
Oh, darn, this is terrible. Okay, see, this is, okay, so it's okay. I have black hair. Okay, so, okay, so I'm going to, you go ahead. I'll keep up with the illustration here.
It is this bar of soap that Danielle is making that we are going to be sending out to you. So in order to get you that bar of soap, the very first thing we do is we find a source. So for the materials, like our oils. So we have to find suppliers that are going to provide high quality, good products to go into our soap. So we go through a process of getting samples sent to us, working with different folks, finding out the sources of those, the quality of those, and then we make a decision on which supplier to use. Then we need to find out what risks or what challenges there might be in ordering or getting some of those materials and ingredients. Some of them are a little harder to come by and take a long time to order. Some of them are readily available and we can get right away. So we have to figure out how long before we need them, do we need to place an order with that supplier? So let's say that we know we need to we want to have you a bar of soap in your hand. So we are going to order those materials.
So let's say we want this let's say I ordered this today, or let's say it arrived today. Yes. How long ago? Oh God. Okay, so I as the CEO, I'm afraid to know, but like, how long ago did this stuff that eventually gets in here? How long ago did we have to order it?
All right, so for our bars of soap, it means that for what was in your hand, we ordered some of those materials 4 months ago.
Oh God. Okay, so let's see, 4 months ago was February?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we start at February.
Yep.
Okay.
So we order those materials, and those materials take anywhere from, let's say about a month to get in. So takes us about a month.
Okay. So at month 1,
we have our materials.
We have a bunch of random ass shit.
Okay. Exactly.
This video is not made for kids. Okay. So we have like oils, we have coconut, castor, avocado, and olive, right?
Yes.
So our 4 oils. And then we've got our sodium hydroxide, which is lye, which is what makes it soap. And then we have our fragrance oils. These are tubes. These are little bottles. There, I'll make them bottles. So we have our proprietary blend of fragrance oils, and we have some boxes to put the soap in, and then some colors, right?
Yep. Oh yes.
Okay, and then these are made right into
a bar of soap.
Into a bar of soap,
and then we have to let that sit and cure.
Naked.
Exactly.
Naked curing on racks.
Yes.
Right.
So naked soap on the racks.
With many other bars behind it, because we're not just making 1 bar of soap. Right. So there's like, how many is in a batch? 35 in a batch times.
We do a little over 2,000 a day.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Great. Okay.
We have a really good team that's gotten to that. So.
Holy shit says that. Okay, great.
All right, and so that sits for a month. So now we have completed month 2.
Month 2. Great. Okay. And then
this is when we have our boxes in.
Okay, and then the boxes. Okay, so but boxes have to be on hand, right? We don't just order those like when we have the boxes of soap, we order them in advance. So we generally have those on hand, right? But we
ordered them up when we ordered the other stuff.
Okay,
yes.
So soap boxes. I can write. Okay, and then we box the soap.
We box the soap.
And that's not too long, right? That's like a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll get that done. We will box the week that it is done.
Okay, great.
So then we have to ship it off to our distribution centers.
Okay, great. So then we box that up into big, gigantic boxes or on pallets.
Yep. Put it into boxes. Put those boxes on pallets.
Okay. And then can you say a little bit about why we use a distribution center,
Yes.
in terms of scalability?
Yes. So we use a distribution center because they specialize in fulfilling orders. And that means that they are a huge warehouse that deal with lots and lots of customers, and they have really good systems and programs in place in order to get things shipped out. So whether they get 100 orders or 10,000 orders, they would be able to get those shipped out that same day because they have enough people for all of the customers that they handle that they can move them between whichever customers are getting however many orders in for a day. And then those distribution centers also have...
So the DCs, like our distribution centers, for those of you who aren't acronym friendly, those are located around the country, right? So we have like one in Illinois, yep. And we have one over here in nearish us in California.
Yep.
By the way, near Cabazon, which is where the dinosaurs that I have a tattoo of are from. Okay, so anyway, that's neither here nor there. And then we have one in New Jersey.
Right.
But they have lots of centers. So wherever you are, whether you're in Texas or whether you're in New York, it might come from one of our distribution centers.
So that's the other advantage, in addition to them being large and being able to handle fluctuations in number of orders, because they're located in numerous locations across the U.S., they're able to get them to people a little bit quicker than if we were sending everything out from Reno.
And so it takes time for us to get this box, let's say, to Cicero, right? Like, so how long does it take for it to get there? It takes like 2 weeks?
Generally, yes. So it's going to take about 5 to 7 days to ship. And then we will make an appointment to get it delivered. And that's usually 2 days for a delivery. So yeah, about 2 weeks for shipping before they receive it at our distribution center.
And then it's at the distribution center, but it doesn't immediately get sent out.
Right. It takes them up to 2 weeks to actually take it off the pallet, sort through it, and receive it into inventory where they can ship it out.
So where are we here? We're at month 3.
Yep. So we're at month 3. By the time it is ready, that it could be used to send out in an order.
Okay. And then
you place your order. And
they pick and pack it.
Yep. And then it will take a few days for you to get it delivered. So in all, from the time you get your box, that first box of soap is ready to go out. We had to have ordered the materials about 4 months before.
Oh, it looks like it's backwards. But anyway, I have just explained our business to you. Apparently, I'm sure it is totally clear exactly what the business is. How do people do this? Like, do they reverse their image? Like, it's showing up as reversed. Is it reversed for anybody watching it? Oh, good. Oh, you're watching. Okay, great. So it's straight. Yep. So this is just the soap bars, and everything else has its own different process, which we may or may not go into later, depending on how people like things. But yeah, this is the process by which we make the handmade soap from scratch. So if you have any questions, let us know. But nobody's commented except for Liberty. And so, hey, Lib. So yeah, so let's talk about handmade bar soap real quick.
All right.
So when we first made this handmade bar soap, one of the reasons that we started with that was because it was really easy to make. It didn't require, like now we get these big things of drums of stuff. But our first bars of soap were made by going to Whole Foods and getting some coconut oil. Actually, our first ones were made with rendered bacon fat. I know, right?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so we went on a camping trip and there was like a lot of rendered bacon fat. And I learned how to purify bacon fat. And then we made our bars of soap with it. By the way, bacon fat does make excellent soap, but it's It's not vegan. It's very expensive. And it is a big pain to render and purify bacon fat. So, yeah. So we did that. We started with that. And that's why we started with handmade soap rather than anything else. Because it was like we had $20 and that was what we could afford to make. And now it is this. And so, yeah.
And even though it is this, and it's a much larger scale than what you're doing, everything is still made by hand. It's just in larger volumes. So that's the other upside, is it doesn't require expensive, fancy machinery like some of our other products do. These ones are still made the same way you were, just in much larger volumes.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that is amazing to me personally about like the handmade soap process is, hey, Jack, is that it is still really handmade and manual. And individual people, like we've trained people to make the soap. Like it's not an easy process. It involves chemicals, dangerous chemicals. How do you manage the safety around this stuff?
Oh, so because of the lye that we're using in the product, there's several steps when working with the lye. We have respirators. We have make sure there's ventilation. Even when the lye has been mixed with some water and we're using those, we have safety glasses and gloves and arm protection and aprons and
I see a spill kit over there.
Yep, and we have a spill kit, and we
Yeah.
also have rent stations in case there are accidents. So yeah, there's a lot of safety gear and a lot of precautions that go into making sure that they can handle it.
I mean, I think that is true of every single manufacturing that I've ever been in, which is like, when I was younger, I used to work in a newspaper. And we, if you could go in and see those huge presses, those big rolls of paper were spooling and unspooling. And if you were wearing, say, a tie,
oh yeah,
you could die. You could literally get your tie stuck in one of those rollers and you could freaking choke to death.
Yep.
Before anybody would even say, where's the scissors?
Right. So in ours, we don't have the challenge of those machines, but we have the challenge of the chemicals. So it is, and you're right. And in addition to the handmade, each one, because they have different people making them, have slightly different patterns in the layering and the swirls and everything else. And it's also, because it is all handmade, it is more of a traditional way of making soap that's been done for forever, and it doesn't have any of the harsh detergents or synthetics,
or hardeners or anything like that.
Exactly.
I think that that's one of the other things that is so incredible about the handmade soap process, is that you're basically taking a bunch of things that are just totally different ingredients, and you're changing the chemical makeup. Like saponification is a chemical process, which is super amazing because housewives do it in their living room and with their kids running around. And I'm like, don't do that. Oh my God, it's so dangerous. There's numerous videos on the internet of husbands coming in thinking that their wife is making brownies and licking the mixer.
Oh, yeah.
And as somebody who has eaten our own soap, can't recommend it. It's safe, but not delicious. So anyway, I think, when I think about, I spend a lot of time thinking about American manufacturing, and I think about how things get made. And for many of the things that get made in the world, the process of from this to this to this to this to all the way to the thing that gets actually delivered to you, it's an invisible process. And we didn't even talk about like the process of how things get picked and packed and stuff like that. but that's its own process. Lotions, its own process. Body wash, its own process. Spray colognes.
Yep.
Like every single thing that we make is its own process, which is pretty incredible. And so maybe in the future, if you are interested, dear viewers, please let us know in the comments what you would like to see us go through. Probably whiteboarding is maybe not the best way of expressing the process, but we can try other methods. We could actually even go into the soap factory and look at people making soap, because it's pretty interesting and it's a very wild chemical process, in my opinion. Like, I get nervous, which is,
we have a great team of outlaws out there, though, that are pretty confident and pretty good at doing it.
I know, and thanks for training them all.
Oh, a lot of the credit.
Have you made soap yet? Still?
I've made soap.
You've done it now. All right, cool. Awesome. Yeah, in the very early days, if you look back in our old videos on YouTube, you can see videos of me making soap. We make it very differently now. At that time, I was making like 1 batch a day was my max, 35 bars. And I was measuring the temperature. Like, there's so many things we do differently now. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us for Casual Friday. And I hope to hear from you, to hear what you would like to see next week. All right. Bye.
Bye.